Hello,
I'm Ben.
and I'm Seki, and this is Literally Speaking. Ben, what are you doing?
Our intro, Seki. It feels weird because we didn't use any body movements at all.
So, is this your way of compensating for the missed out actions?
Yep,
Did it help?
very much indeed. Now that we've got our pent-up body movements out of the way, it is time to introduce our topic.
Today, our discussion will be on your move.
Movements are part of our natural reactive responses.
And there are two types of responses, reflexes and coordinated. Reflexes are responses that are automatic.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
It's me.
I don't have much on me, but I totally felt that. Notice how his muscles tensed up as a reaction to the waxing? That is an automated reflex.
Coordinated responses are those that are done with meaning.
It could be bigger.
So small.
For the purpose of today's video, we'll be focusing on coordinated responses.
Today, we will be discussing two basic things when talking about body gestures, facial nuances, and hand movements.
Facial nuances, as discussed lightly in a previous video, preempts your audience on what to expect even before you say it.
But that's not all. The expressions let one know what is going on without having to hear what is being discussed.
Just like how English is a language, the gestures we show are a language on its own, and a huge chunk of it lies mainly on the face.
Yes, and elaborating further on the face, the eyes play a huge role. As most of you would already know, the eyes are the windows to one's soul.
Anyone can make faces, but if we cover the face, leaving just the eye section, we can still make out how the rest of the face looks like.
When trying to decipher a message just through the eyes alone, look for subtle hints like the position of the eyes, if there is a frown, or how wide or narrow the eyelids are.
But for Seki, very few can tell the difference between his eyelids. Where you are looking when speaking also shows your subconscious emotion. As much as possible, keep regular eye contact with the person you're speaking to, with little breaks in between to show that you are engaged in the conversation.
If you're speaking to a crowd, try to space out your eye contact with the whole group evenly. Scan from left to right and do the reverse in a comfortable pace. Try not to dart from one end to another unless you're trying to show a huge comparison in your topic.
Pretty soon it'll have dents and scratches, parts start to go bad, then the new models come out and you're like, oh.
The next most common body movements are with your hands.
Your hands and arms are like extensions of your voice. Where you place them sends different messages to your audience.
The hands can make a description more lifelike as the visual element helps to paint a picture for your audience to imagine.
I have a pen. I have an apple.
Apple pen!
The arms and the hands can also be used to mimic actions.
They throw the bloody food around. Let's go to their weddings and throw mashed potatoes at them.
What if we don't have a gesture to go along with what is being said?
Now that is a good question. Just like the voice, pauses are required. A common habit by most people is to clasp their hands or to leave it in a hanging motion in front of their abdominal area. Please don't do that.
And there's a reason why we recommend against it. Clasping your hands together gives you an excuse to play with your palms, fingers, and knuckles. And while this may not be the case, it often portrays a sense of nervousness.
Placing your hands in front of you in a handy motion makes your audience feel like you have built a barrier in front of you, therefore making them feel a little distant. This goes the same with folded arms, or even putting your hands in front of you at the dinner table. This position gives the feeling of cautiousness, unwillingness to accept, or to a certain extent, confrontational.
The idea to communication is to connect. By having your hands and arms in this position brings you the opposite intention.
In a boxing match, the boxers always have their hands in front of them to protect themselves while looking for a chance to attack.
But you're not in a boxing match, are you? So the best thing we can advise you to do when you have no hand gestures is to leave them by your side, relaxed.
Lastly, when referring to someone in the room or addressing the audience, try not to point with your finger.
Instead, use a fully open hand with the palm facing the audience. The open palm invites people to engage with you, while the back of the palm does the opposite.
An open palm shows that you come without anything to hide and that you come without hostility. With the covered palm, however, you may be hiding something, just like a magician.
舉高雙手，你都睇你個手，認轉身。
We've covered only 2 things in this video.
Just 2 things, but elaborated into an extensive video.
Well, Seki, in that case, I think this calls for a part 2 in the future.
Indeed, we will have a part 2. For today, just remember 2 things: your facial expressions, mainly on your eye contact, as well as hand movements.
We've had a lot of fun recording this episode, and we look forward to releasing the next part of this topic as well as future videos.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated on all our latest releases.
Till then,
Keep learning
keep enjoying
and keep watching
Literally Speaking!